Presidential election. The first round is due to take place on Sunday, and Dilma Rousseff is hoping to win a second term. But in the midst of a recession, a wave of anti-government protests and a catastrophic World Cup for Brazil, Rousseff's victory is far from certain. Her Workers' Party has been in power for more than a decade, and many are ready for change. Nicolas Ransom and Kele de Silva report from Primavera in northeast Brazil, a key town that could swing the vote.
In the heart of Pernambuco state lies one of Brazil's poorest regions. For generations, sugarcane cutters have worked the land here. Today, the long harvesting season gets underway.
I've been waiting for hours.
But where are the others?
6 months of work starts now.
In this part of Pernambuco, it's sugarcane as far as the eye can see. Justino has been harvesting the crop for 30 years.
It's hard, but what can you do?
He's working 10 hours a day for €500 a month, and with the supervisor looking on, there's little time to contemplate the state of the country.
I hope that Brazil will improve, because it's a mess. If it wasn't for Lula, it would have been even worse. If Lula were running for president today, I would choose him hands down. I would vote for Lula.
Pernambuco is the former president's birthplace. Under Lula and his successor, Dilma Rousseff, 22 million Brazilians have been lifted out of poverty through social security handouts, minimum wage increases, and improved workers' rights.
Today we get help, which really takes a load off our minds. We're here, but our wives get support. Before we only had my salary. It was a lot harder.
One of the ruling party's flagship programs offers poor Brazilians the chance to buy their own home. This housing estate was completed less than a year ago, but with no public services, the new occupants are far from satisfied.
We don't drink it, but if this carries on, we'll have to.
With no running water, supplies are being trucked in. This is their first in 5 days.
As someone with a young child, what else am I supposed to do?
Follow me.
Here there are still no schools, police or medical facilities. No surprise then that people feel abandoned by politicians.
Unfortunately, no one defends our rights. So many of them come here, full of promises to buy our votes. But after the politicians have gone, there's nothing. They serve no purpose.
In the small town of Primavera, election campaigning has been relentless. This youngster paid to trawl the streets in support of Marina Silva, a former stalwart of the Workers' Party, now Dilma Rousseff's main rival. Here, local leaders who once backed the ruling party are now supporting the opposition candidate.
Many people supported Dilma out of respect for her predecessor, Lula. But now people want change.
The rejection of Dilma is linked to all these corruption cases, in particular those involving the company Petrobras.
Journalist Edmar Gomez has reported extensively on the government's housing program.
Hello, I'm Edmar. Do you live here?
Yes, but I'm going to a friend's.
This area is often flooded. Families here want to sign up to the housing scheme, but are trying to make do for now.
My dream is to have a house. I'd like the president to help me. Well, God first and foremost, but the president could also do something. At least to have a small house for me and my 2 children. I really need one. Marina has never been president. Dilma already has. I'm in doubt, to be honest. I'm not sure whether to vote for Dilma or Marina.
And it's in places like these where Brazil's national elections can be won or lost.
People who live in the countryside are in need. They don't have the chance to get a good education. and have children very young. These people have to fight for what they need, and one of the best ways is through politicians, because politicians give them exactly what they want in exchange for their votes.
Back in the housing estate, building regulations are not enforced, leaving residents to change what they want. Emerson has decided to fence off his home and has already started building an extension.
It's too small for us. There are only 2 bedrooms and we don't feel safe. The doors are fragile. With this wall and a gate, we'll feel better.
With no authorization, Emerson has doubled the surface area of his house.
Back here is where we're putting the kitchen. This is all we have for a kitchen for now. I've got 2 sons and there's no leisure area for them.
Under President Rousseff, more than 50,000 homes like these have been allocated in Pernambuco alone. But getting Brazil's house in order remains a monumental task for whoever wins the election. And so far, a projected runoff between Rousseff and Marina Silva is still too close to call.
All right, let's take a look at the latest sports round.